Yeah, so thank you so much. I just want to say Mattia Shawe, thank you for the sharing on this call. Thank you to the grandmothers, beautiful medicine women, clan mothers who showed up to speak your messages today and bring your medicine forward into the circle. And just sitting here very humbled and extremely grateful for this opportunity today on this 50th day of Earth Day. Um, my name is Heddi Gonzalez Neale, and I'm married to Tata Eric, as many of you know, and I've been extremely blessed to walk in these circles and be in the ceremonies with so many of you here. And just thinking about the great blessing that Earth Peoples United, we created this really to continue the work and the relationships that Eric has nurtured through the years, that a lot of it came from the elder circle and really powerful elders that gathered, like Jeannie's mother, Audrey Shenandoah, and Tomas Banyanka, and amazing elders whose names I heard. And then we slowly got to start meeting some of these beautiful relatives that Eric speaks so highly about, Diane Brown, Jeannie. It's so good to meet you in this way, Lorraine. Thank you, sweetie and Marcia. So many beautiful moments shared. And just the incredible privilege that we have to receive this wisdom and this information. And now at this time and age that we're sitting here in our homes, connected in this way, hearing the people's voices from South Africa and Europe and all across the United States and Canada, and just it's pretty miraculous to me, and it just makes me again so very grateful. I was born in 1974, so I was, the Earth Day had already been birthed and been happening for a few years by then. And as I'm hearing my elders speak, I just feel so much humility and knowing of the journey that's gone before, and thinking of my daughter, Ishel, who's 5 right now, and just the way that we continue through the generations and how much things have changed in one lifetime. And it's like Lorraine was speaking about how things were not that long ago, the abundance of water, just, and how quickly things have progressed on our earth to be so devastated in so many ways. And so on this day of Earth Day, just been reflecting on that, and just how, again, the voices sharing about the concentration of people and spirits and souls on the earth at this time, and how the prophecies have spoken about this time, and how it is this big transition time. And I think there's a lot of souls that have been called here because we want to be part of this. We've been called to be part of this. And it's not all going to be easy, and it's not all going to be pretty, but I believe that there is an awakening happening. And I see myself as a testimony to that, as just a incredibly blessed white woman that was able to find a path early on in my life, in my early 20s, that really guided me in a good way, and that offered me something to serve, to give my energy to help and contribute to in whatever way I can, and how much that has blessed my life. And how now at this time, I'm really struck with the reflection of my daughter, when there is so much devastation and destruction happening in the world, and places that can feel very hopeless, that can feel quite impossible. And yet, anytime I'm in those places within myself, all I have to do is go to our Mother Nature and give myself to her. She will always bring me back into truth, into love, into what is real, and reminder of so much that lives in our mind, and how our daughter is just growing up with a way of being that she knows to give offerings. She knows that the fire is there. She knows to ask for permission before she takes something from the earth. And that brings me a lot of hope, because these young ones, when we teach them these ways, that's just becomes their way of being. And a lot of the things that I worry about, and really wanting to transform the consciousness of our human family, and just absolute, just not understanding how some people can disregard life in the ways that we do. To know that that can, in just one generation, growing up with the ways that are sharing respect and connection and reverence for life, and how that can then become their way of being as they walk in this world. And I know that they're going to see a lot of things that we haven't had to see. I think this coronavirus time has been really powerful and has given us a time of pause. Our busy lives, the way that we just go about things have been paused, and there's so much around that. There's so much information of what's really happening and what isn't. But the reality is we're all here in our homes, and yet look at the connection that we have right now. That's the part that I really feel so strongly about. And on this Earth Day, I just am so grateful to know and to feel the connection and that web that Lorraine spoke about, that web that connects us, knowing that right now in this circle, we're all across our Mother Earth, and we're holding the prayer, we're sharing the pollen with each other. I think that this time, more than any, we're being called to really shed those things that have limited us, and work to help that happen in those around us, and stand up for those injustices and things that are happening in the world, and yet to really truly go deep within our gifts and our blessings that we can bring to this earth, because we need it, and that becomes the pollen that we can share with each other. I loved hearing the prayer with the corn pollen, and for me that is such a powerful teaching, that the work of the bees and the Mayan prophecy is that we are here to become the people made of honey at this time. It speaks to the sweetness of what lies on the other side when we can work together in cooperation and collaboration like the bees. And what the bees go out and collect is the pollen. And then we get to share that and ensure that life continues, to pollinate each other and keep that diversity of life alive and thriving. And yet, to be able to gather the pollen, we need those flowers to be fully open and giving of themselves and giving of their essence. And so much in our world and our society has been to kind of keep us closed. There's so many systems that don't want to see us be in our full potential, that want to control us. And so the ways that we can support ourselves and each other and really shine that light so that we can be that fully open flower, that all the gifts that we carry, that our children carry, that one another carry, can really blossom and flourish, because that will be the source for the pollen. It feels really important to remember that, and this opportunity of this coronavirus. Some people are really diving in deep into their inner work and have time to remember the things that bring them joy and sweetness. I heard a statistic the other day that like 90% of families are connecting deeper than they have maybe ever in the fact that they just simply have to be together. So it's a really powerful, extremely potent time. I also believe that there's a lot more to come. The state of our world is in peril, and there's a lot of work to do. I think that we're being given a time right now to really reflect and make those changes. so that we can come through this stronger and more connected and more embodied in who we are and our gifts of our lives. So those have been some of my reflections so far in this sharing. I'll share a little bit about my own journey that I started at age 23. I was just introduced and embraced to this Mayan ceremonies and path, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen, and felt a deep connection that I had been yearning for, that I hadn't felt in a long time, or maybe ever, and just offered myself to support in whatever way I could. It just has led me on so many amazing journeys, but I share that because there are so many good things happening in this world, and so much medicine out there, and so many carriers of the medicine, that we need help. There's a lot that we can do, and in our service, when we can offer ourselves and express our gratitude and give to that which is giving to us, that is really a good way of being and learning. And then it just becomes a way of life, one that I'm extremely grateful for. I give thanks for every day, because it's not a path that I may have thought I would end up on when I was a child, and just so grateful for that. The sacred medicine that's all around us, and that's been preserved and maintained through the generations, that's reflourishing right now. Eric tells a lot of stories that, when he started traveling at age 17 with Tlacaele, the Mexica dancers were just starting. There was just a handful of them going around and awakening. And now you can see just thousands and probably millions of dancers, and so much awakening and being alive at the same time as, there's great destruction. There's great things trying to stop this flourishing, and yet it's happening. Like the story of the tree getting cut down, first the flowers and the branches, then the trunk, and then the sprouting coming back through the roots. So whatever ways we can support that and nourish that and nurture that, it's important. It's essential for our world, and to find those places in each other and ourselves. There's been a lot of trauma, many horrible things that have happened throughout history, and yet there's so much healing that can happen, that is happening. That is where I feel the greatest gifts lie, in the ways that we can support and nurture each other. So one of the great blessings of Earth Peoples United is being part of these circles where we have so many different traditions and wisdom keepers that share, and there's always a beautiful commonality. We've had a Mayan elder share with an Oromo Ethiopian elder share, and the words they use, the names are the same in their two languages. So much commonality, because it all comes from the earth. And each one of us can go and, make our connection with the earth. We have to do that. It's the source of our life. It's what is real and true. Anything that we might have ideas in our minds, the ways that we think things are, you go to nature and will be taught the true way. So many stories of people going to do our ceremonies and maybe think, oh, I've got this, I know what I'm doing, and then, oh, I forgot, I couldn't light my fire, or the wave came in from the ocean and I wasn't counting on that. And all these ways that nature humbles us and teaches us. To me, it's the most important teacher. It's the most important healer. And on this day of Mother Earth Day, 50 years now, for this one day, when it should be a daily something we do, that we have forgotten. And so I'm just really, really grateful for this time and space here with beautiful elders, beautiful people from across this earth. And I'd like to just offer a prayer on this day this Mother Earth Day. In the Mayan calendar, this day today fell on the day of Wo'o, or 5 Kawuk, which is the day of the women, the medicine women, the thunder beings, the lightning beings, the rains, the midwives, the sweat lodge. And what a powerful day to have Earth Day fall on, and have our grandmothers and medicine women share in this way. So holding my staff that many others also share with the red and the blue, like Sweet Medicine was sharing, of my hummingbird to help with the pollination. This staff that we blessed and have been uniting and carrying, that came through a vision of Eric to plant and anchor our intentions and move them forward. That it felt like a time when maybe things had gotten a little sleepy and it was time to activate. And I'm sure we're all feeling that activation at this time. So I connect to all my relatives through this staff, and send my love and my gratitude to all of you. Matioshaway ni melech achal, rukushkach I rukushuleo, rukushkak, rukushkakyek, rukush ya, rukush kakotzichal, rukush kakaslemal, Matioshaway ni melech katit kamama. Give thanks to you, Earth Mother. Thank you, Sacred Mama. Thank you, Pachamama, Nanu Leo, all the names that we call you, Blessed One who gives us our life, who gives us our food, our medicines, our clothing, our shelter, all of life, for the beauty that you show around us in all of your expressions. Thank you for the beauty of this springtime, as we see you awakening again, the beautiful flowers shining their bright colors, beautiful smells. Thank you for the returning of life to the land once again. We ask that we may go forth from this call today and go out to be with you, to touch you, to lay down upon your body, to connect our hearts to you, Sacred Mother, to feel that heartbeat within us resonate and synchronize with your heartbeat, Sacred Mother. We ask for forgiveness for all the ways that we have harmed you. We ask for forgiveness for all the ways that we have forgotten, that we have been disconnected. And we pledge ourselves to find those ways and make the time and space and give our energy to developing that connection to you once again, Sacred Mother. We bring you offerings, we bring you gifts and gratitude for all that you gift us in each way. We know that all we can give you even comes from you in the first place. But the way that we can offer that gift is with our own essence, our own vibration, our own sacred gift through us to go back to you, Sacred Mother. Thank you for all of your beautiful children all across this world. Thank you for the beautiful expressions, different shapes and sizes and colors and sounds and smells and the beauty that is this earth. Thank you for all that you give us every day and every moment, for all the ways that we take things for granted. We ask for forgiveness. We ask that we may bring our children to be with you, to keep you company, Sacred Mother, to play with you, to bring you offerings, to grow with you, to learn your ways, to know what are your medicines to heal, what are the foods, how we can grow them, where our foods come from. We pray for you to the sacred waters, the life essence of the Sacred Mother that makes up 70–80% of our bodies. This life essence that flows across this earth as so much has been polluted and contaminated. And yet we know that we have the ability as our human family to restore and regenerate that which we have destroyed. So much can happen in the flourishing of the earth when we co-create with you, and we ask that you receive these gifts, that we can learn these ways, that we can use our technologies and all the things that we have as this human family to turn the tide once again, to return to a place of balance, to return to a place of deep connection and reverence and gratitude. For we have seen it in our own lives that we have, Mother Earth, you are so...
Going right now. Let's all just agree to keep our eye on Germany.
Sorry. I'm also... That... Excuse me. Yeah, that we really work with you, Sacred Mother, that you are so receptive of a co-creative energy, that when we can work together, you flourish. There are so many examples of this. I pray for my brothers and sisters that we not lose hope, especially for our young ones, our children, to not lose the hope, because there's so much beauty on this Mother Earth. There's so much beauty within us. And there's so much healing to be done, and it is happening. I thank you for the pollen that we share with each other, for the pollen that we share with our children, and for the light that we can share to really call forth the full blossoms of all of us. On this sacred day, give thanks for all of life to you, Sacred Mother, to you, my beautiful relatives here. Thank you to the grandmothers who shared your sacred wisdom. This gift of life is so precious. May we not take it for granted. May we go from here and go and connect to our mother today. Let's not just stay inside. Let's go out and bless her. Let's love her. Thank you for the blessing of this circle today and all the circles that are happening across our Mother Earth at this time. So much beauty and good work happening. Bless all of those doing that good work. May we source each other. May we connect with each other. May we find each other. May we help each other. May we help to guide each other. So many blessings for each one of you. So much love and so much gratitude.
Thank you.